This is the Real Love Talk podcast, where we show you how God's love and self-love can help you get to your desired destination. If a God-designed marriage is your goal, then you're in the right place. Here's your host, Shenique Luke.
Hello, and welcome back to Season 3 of the Real Love Talk podcast. Did you miss me? All right, I am so excited to be back. Okay, so for the last couple of months, there's been a lot going on, okay? Not only have we been preparing for you in this season, but your girl has been doing a lot of internal work. So let's talk about it, okay? So today, how can I say this in the most loving way? Have you become your biggest enemy? You see, because over the last couple of months, I found out that I have been my biggest enemy, right? And so today I want to talk to let's talk through this thing. So since you've seen me last, okay, I got a therapist. Yep. Your girl is doing the self-work, okay? I got a business coach. All right. Me and your boy Tim, we've been strategizing. We are changing some things up just so today I could be ready to present some great things to you. Because remember, I told you about the coaching? We got coaching, we got some workshops coming up. We are going to get you to a place where you are self aware, okay? You understand who you are, you understand how you're showing up. And then we're shifting you from confusion to clarity so you can get to your desired destination. All right. Now, the biggest thing that has changed is I have made the decision to really hone in on situationships, right? Really did some digging deep, and I really wanted to take the time away as we prepared for season 3 to tap into what God's desire for me was, what his plan and purpose for me was, so that ultimately I could serve the right people and really become valuable not only to myself and my family, but to you, right? Because I don't want to waste your time. I'm not trying to have you here just listen to me talk for no reason. So today, I'm sharing with you kind of what I experienced over the last 2.5, 3 months. Um, and maybe it can be beneficial for you as much as it was beneficial for me. So I had to come to a very tough realization that I had not only become my toughest critic, but I had become my worst enemy. So I'm asking you today, have you become your worst enemy? So I'm going to ask a few questions to kind of talk through it, but also to really have you not only just look at that particular question, but let's break it down a little bit more. I had to look at myself and really say, what is the reason that you're not reaching your goals? Why are you not living the life that you ultimately want, but also are praying for? Because the biggest thing that I want to do is to be honest to you and honest to myself, right? Because in order to show up as a coach, a consultant, I have to be transparent with myself and have the tough conversations because I'm telling you to do the same thing. So the first question I want to ask is, are you breaking promises to yourself? Do you actually do what you say you're going to do? Now, that may go into dating, that may go into your goals, that may go into anything that you have that you're praying for, right? Before you can even promise yourself to someone else, before you can even have a relationship with someone else, you have to have a relationship with yourself. Are you breaking promises to yourself? Do you even trust your own words to yourself? Now, I'm going to be honest, it was an ugly conversation. And I had to say, Shenique, you are not doing what you said or what you are saying you are going to do. So, for the last year, I've been promising that I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. Have I been doing that? Not really. Have I done it sometimes? Absolutely. But we understand that consistency is the key to the breakthrough, right? So, in order to really make a change in my eating habits, in my weight loss plan. I have to show up every single day, right? But I also learned something about myself. I kind of beat myself up when I missed the mark. And so here's my promise to you, and maybe you can make the promise back, that this year we are going to start showing up the way that we say we're going to show up. Because my next question is, do your actions align with your goals? Are you so we're talking about losing weight, right? In order to lose X amount of pounds, I'm going to have to eat a certain way. I'm going to have to work out a certain way. And honestly, I have to have a certain type of mindset in order to beat the sugar cravings, in order to beat the Friday nights, pizza cravings or whatever it is, right? But there's a certain type of mindset that I have to have in order to live the life that I desire. So do your actions align with the goals that you have? Let's shift the way that we're showing up in our relationships this year, because we're talking about situationships, we're talking about boundaries, we're talking about instant gratification. In order to get to our desired destination, we have to change. We have to let our mind overcome the desires of our flesh, overcome the desires of our appetite, overcome the desires of our habits and what we have been used to in the past. So my next question is, do your words align with your goals? Because if you're saying one thing and doing something else, or doing one thing and saying something else, you're missing the mark every single time. It's not lining up. So our goal this year is to make sure that we are in line, most importantly, with what God has for us, but what we're praying for. We've talked about it before. If I'm praying for a husband, I can't get on the phone and talk to my girlfriend and say something different. So I'm challenging you to become delusional about your goals. Make them so big that, to me, it just feels like it has to happen. Because once you understand who you are in the body of Christ as a child of God, like, you have to become, someone said, begin to have more like radical faith in who God is than what you can do. And I believe that that's true. Like, we're trying to do things in our own strength. We're trying to have more faith in our natural ability than we do in God. And that's why we continue to fail. We have to ask God to help us. It's not that God is going to allow the struggle to go away, right? We can't pray and say, God, take it away, make this easy. But our prayer has to change so that we begin to ask Him to give me strength. Help me to show up in a different way. Help me to, and for some of you, this may sound radical and maybe a little crazy, but help me to have supernatural, have a supernatural mind shift, have supernatural authority, have supernatural confidence. I always pray for the wisdom of Jesus Christ. Like, I don't want my wisdom. I need the wisdom of Jesus Christ. So as I take on this new year and these new goals, I'm not even going to say resolutions, because what it is it's a new shift. For example, my notes say, how do we shift from becoming your number one enemy to your biggest cheerleader? So this year, we are going to learn how to become our biggest cheerleader. We have to cheer for ourselves louder than anyone else, bigger than anyone else, because when we go to sleep at night, it's me versus me. It's you versus you. So the next question is, how do you treat yourself? And I'm going to go ahead with the follow-up question. How do you treat and how do you speak to yourself? So I'm going to be completely transparent. My self-talk was bottom of the barrel. I'm learning that I may be a little bit of a perfectionist, but I'm understanding that the definition of what I thought a perfectionist was not correct. So what I'm learning to do is to, even though I want to shoot for 100%, that 70 or 80% is still good enough. See, what I'm learning is that none of us will ever be perfect, right? But I will extend grace to someone else, but I won't extend it to myself. So I'm learning to love on myself and clap regardless, because at the end of the day, consistency is what gets us to the next level. So I'm going to share with you just a couple of tips on how to shift from being your biggest enemy to your number one cheerleader. So we're going to go back to what we talked about before. Are you keeping your word? So the number one tip is keep your word. Even if it's not 100%, do what you say you're going to do. Consistency and discipline is what is going to shift us from where we are to where we want to be. That is when it comes to expressing your boundaries. That's when it comes to expressing your desires and your wants in your relationships. That goes with expressing yourself when it comes to your goals in your career or in your finances. We have to be able to do the small habits, the small things every day instead of giving up on it when we miss the mark. So if I miss the mark on Monday, I still have the things that I need to do. So I get up joyous with expectation and I show up again on Tuesday. I guarantee that by Friday, I'll be closer to 100% than I am to 0% if I just keep going. Number 2, take an audit of the words and actions that you're actually doing and make them align with your goals. Let's ask ourselves, what do we want? What do you want out of your relationship? What do you want out of your career? How do you want to show up in the physical aspect? Do you want to gain weight? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to build muscle? What are the things that you need to do every single day in order to reach those goals? Let's get plain and simple in order to achieve the goals that we desire. What are the little bitty steps that can build momentum to get us where we want to be? Number 3, give yourself grace. We are never going to be perfect. I know that some of us feel that that's not true. I may or may not be one of those people, but I digress. We're never going to be perfect. It is impossible. The only person that was perfect was Jesus Christ, okay? Beating yourself up is not the equivalent of a pep talk. I don't know about you, but somehow I thought that I was doing something beneficial for myself, but it was definitely doing more harm than good. Be kind to yourself. Be gentle. I know that this is a relationship show, and we work on more so external relationships. But what I'm learning is that this, you versus you, me versus me, that is the most important relationship that we have. If we're not gentle and kind with ourselves, there's no way that we're ever going to be in a position to accept love. You see, most of the time, we only focus on receiving love, but we have to shift our focus from receiving love to giving ourselves love, because we are the first person that we interact with every day. We're the first person we see. It's important that we're able to be gentle and kind to ourselves first. So, as I began to go through this journey, right? And for some odd reason, we always think of a destination. And yes, my analogy to getting to a loving relationship is a desired destination, but I want you to shift and begin to just think of it as a journey. The work never stops. And the more gentler we are with ourselves and other people, of course, the more easier that journey will become. So, this is something this is something that I am going through. I'm not sitting here on a high horse or on a pedestal telling you something that I haven't experienced or am currently going through. I got myself a really good therapist, and it has shifted and revealed so many things that not only that I'm currently going through, but the things that I've gone through in the past. But the focus remains on where I want to be, the person I want to be. So stop beating yourself up that you're not exactly where you should be today, right? Begin to just enjoy the journey. One of the things that I started to do was just going outside, taking in the fresh air. You know, it's the beginning of the year, but we just went through the fall season, and just watching the colors of the trees and the leaves change was just something that I really began to enjoy to do. Looking at the sky, I heard this a long time ago that God has given us like an art gallery. So sometimes we get so caught up in just driving home, but take the time to really look around. Tell your friends that you appreciate them. Thank them for being supportive and being there. Take the time. One of the things that I also began to do was just spending time with my daughter, listening to her laughter, looking at her hands, like playing all the simple games that we may think are mundane or annoying. Like, begin to just slow down and appreciate the life that you currently have. For me, sometimes I get so caught up in my goals that I don't appreciate where I am. So, yes, you are here because you desire marriage. You are here because you want to, have this love of your life, and, you're trying to fix yourself so that you can have this beautiful wedding and this lifelong marriage. But appreciate where you are today. Appreciate what you've gone through and that you're still standing. Like, there could have been so many different outcomes, but you're sitting here listening to me. So join me in the journey of becoming your biggest cheerleader. Root for yourself. It doesn't matter what someone else says. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what a family member says. Root for you. You are the person that you have to go to bed with every day and you have to wake up with every morning. Of course, until you get that handsome prince, right? But get to a place of contentment where you're just thanking God for where you are today. But I want to encourage you to remain in a place of expectation, because the things that you're praying for are going to come to pass. God is maturing you. He is preparing you. He is getting you to a place where you're going to be able to handle the husband and the children, because those are responsibilities. You may be opening up a new business. You may have a big loan that you're going to receive, and you have to be financially mature so that you don't waste that money. So take the necessary classes, read the necessary books, spend time with yourself so that you're able to identify the areas of improvement. Build your muscle. So as you're out there screaming, doing those flips, clapping and cheering yourself on, appreciate the season that you're in, because it's no coincidence. God knows exactly what he's doing today, and his timing is perfect. So have that radical faith that God is working things out just for you today, tomorrow, and forever. And I just want to reiterate, I'm in this journey with you. It's not something that I've mastered. Life has been lifing for all of us, but we do our best every day. We show up for ourselves. And this is just a couple of tips in order to make it just a little bit easier on us so we're not so hard on ourselves and ultimately we're achieving those goals. Because I know sometimes when we miss the mark, it can take a shot to our confidence and it can hurt a little bit. But I want to continue to encourage you. The marriage that you're praying for is coming. The career that you're praying for is coming. The child that you're praying for is coming. So don't give up on that. But in the meantime, just be a little bit kinder and gentler with yourself. Give yourself the grace that you deserve, but be consistent and know that you deserve the best and that God is preparing a place just for you. So I hope that was beneficial. I always like to just give you actionable steps every day of what that looks like. So I'm just going to reiterate and review the 3 steps one more time. So, number 1, keep your word. Even if it's not 100%, do what you say you're going to do. Number 2, take an audit of your words and your actions. Make sure they align with your goals. And number 3, be kind to yourself. Be gentle with your heart before you can be gentle with anyone else's. Give yourself more grace. And I guarantee things will become just a little bit lighter. There are 2 things I need you to take away from this. 1, you're not alone. And 2, just these small steps will bring just a little bit more peace and contentment in your everyday life. So thank you again for joining me on this episode. I'm so excited to be back for season 3. There's so many things that I've been working on and getting prepared for you to get you to your desired destination. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We love to hear your feedback, and I'm always reading the comments. Also, if you know someone that this could be helpful for, please feel free to share this with them. Also, if you're interested in coaching or consulting services, please be sure to click the link below. I am so excited for the products and services that we are offering this season, and I look forward to working with you. So I appreciate you for joining me for another episode, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi ladies, Shenique Luke here, your love preparation coach. So you asked, and now I'm answering. The Love Prep Academy is opening its doors for enrollment for our signature program. Are you ready for your happily ever after? Are you ready to have the life that you've been praying for? Are you sick and tired of wondering, when is it going to be my turn? Well, this program is for you. I'm here to send a call of action to my ladies who are tired of doing it their way and are truly ready to give it to God. So I'm challenging 25 women to become a part of our founding members program. This program consists of weekly coaching from yours truly, a dating assessment, a private Facebook community, and weekly challenges and homework to help you shift how you see dating and marriage to finally get the results you want. Now, the best thing about being a founding member, not only do you get to be a part of a life-changing program, but you get all access to all things Love Prep Academy from now until forever. That's right, we're locked in for life. So click the link below to find out more. I will see you on the other side.